Hello, everybody. I should now be recording. Am I recording? I'm recording. Hello. Welcome to MEIOU and Taxes 3.0. Look at this. Let me turn off the Terra Incognita. Look at this map. It's different. Not very, but quite. It's very different when you drill down to some specifics, but it might not immediately appear different. But there are all kinds of differences. Look. Berta and Ismit are different sizes now. This is very strange to me. Okay, so if you wanted to build like the three cities of Mara, it's more difficult now, right? The larger provinces. But everything is very different. So who the heck knows how any of this works anymore? I am live on Twitch right now, just so you people watching on YouTube know. I will be talking to chat. Yay, MEIOU and Taxes 3.0 indeed. I don't know how long this stream will go, because I intended to start a while ago, but I have my tea. To keep me awake. So hopefully we should be good. What are we going to do on this stream? And what are you going to see in this video? Fine questions, dear viewer. What you're going to get and what you're going to see is me looking around and looking at different bits of this new mod and then just talking about them randomly. I have spent probably, I don't know, like maybe 3 hours looking at the game and then like another 3 or so talking to devs about my questions and reading code and trying to understand how new stuff works. I have a very basic grasp of how some of the new mechanics work. I'm damn sure I'm missing just an unbelievably huge quantity. I'm not going to systematically go through things in order, but what is that Red Bull thing in Bursa? It's a great question. I'm going to answer random questions. Jesus, Lester, it has been a while. How you doing? This is a selection tool. There is now, when you want to interact with various provinces, what you do is you use this select tool. And so let's say we wanted to, and you can use these select things to do various things, like building infrastructure, like automating tax. There's probably tons of other things. But we're basically, what's going to happen in this video is I'm going to look around fairly randomly. And then in the future, there'll be more concentrated videos on like specific topics, and there'll hopefully be a campaign. I'm not certain if 3.0 is ready for a long campaign, but we will see. You've been lurking. That's fair enough. So this selection thing, how does it work? So let's say we wanted to select everything in the Mara state. You can only select provinces you own, because those are the only ones you can interact with the select functions. So we want to select everything in this state. So first off, we go to this oh my goodness list of national decisions. By the way, on YouTube and Twitch, I have a new screen. It's 1440 along the bottom or the sides, whichever it is. Must be the side. So I apologize if the UI is very small for you. When MEIOU and Taxes updates to 1.30, which I have no idea when it's going to happen. Sorry, not 1.30, 1.30. Then they'll get UI scaling, and I can make that a bit better for you. For now, you'll just have to trust me when I tell you what things say. So with the select thing, where is it? Yeah, show utility decisions. No, not that one. I'm sure there's a way to change this. Do you have to do it in the select thing? Evangelize those provinces. That seems like that's not right. I should mention, by the way, and I will have put this in the title, but this is an alpha build of 3.0, not indicative of final quality and all of that great stuff. So expect bugs, expect unfinished features. This is something that the team, the M&T team, the names of which I listed in the previous one, have very graciously given me early access to. I have a very good relationship with them. They're lovely people. And so they've let me see it early. I've been able to see versions of 3.0 for many months. This is the first version, or at least this is actually the second version. But the first version that I was allowed to show you was given to us on Friday. The reason there wasn't a video on Saturday, as I originally intended, was because I was away picking the venue for my wedding, which I think you will agree It's a bit more important than MEIOU and taxes, and just a little bit. It was a difficult decision, but I eventually decided that my wedding was more important. So, where the heck is the decision? New 3.0 stuff seems complicated and amazing, difficult to learn. Yes, definitely. This is highly true. I think some of the systems are incredibly deep, and to learn them comprehensively, as you know I want to do, will be really, really challenging. But you don't need to learn... Excuse me. You don't need to learn them comprehensively in order to play. You just need to be able to understand them at a kind of surface level. So the select thing. Let's not worry about how you cycle, how much you're selecting. But so you use this, and they've repurposed the button with which you select the estate, and then you select one, and you can't use any except select, and it costs none. Don't worry about the tooltip on that. And it puts a pin in the province. That means we've selected that one. And now if we do this one as well, we can select that one and that one. And now we've selected these. There are ways to toggle it such that you select all your provinces in a region, or your provinces in a continent, I think. Something like that. And then you've got them selected, and now I can do things. So, for example, let's delegate the tax code. What's the tax code? Great question. This is the tax code. This is how much taxes we have on all these different things. And these are the different things that can be taxed. These ones up here are specific to manpower. These ones, I believe, all generate you money, but they generate it from different things. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And they generate the money from different things, and that has an impact on your economy. We'll talk about the economy in a second. Excuse me. So, the economy has become incredibly more complicated. There are now goods. Here are the goods. I think there might be more than this, but I'm not certain. It might just be these ones. But these are the trade goods. And when you tax things, it affects people's ability to buy the trade goods they need to live. You know how life needs function in Victoria 2? No, because you haven't played that game in all likelihood. But for those of you that have, if you meet, you know, the pops have needs. Now, these people here, this population, they have needs, and they have happiness, and they have... so here is it. Essential profit is to improve fulfillment, the realization of their wants and needs. Okay. The taxes are very open in how they function, but they can get very diverse. Ah, Flamebird, you are... what do I recognize your name? Oh, because you said something first. MEIOU and taxes 3 equals Victoria 3. I mean... You could be right, man. You could be right. So, the other thing they've added in is that these tooltips, you think that's all you got? What's the shortcut? A. That's all you got in this tooltip? No, no, no. We've got multiple layers of tooltips, dude. Tooltips within tooltips. This one has... Oh my good lord. Okay, from starting on throughput, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 layers of tooltip on industry. Jesus Christ. Okay. Industry size is equal to the property that it uses. No more, no less. Right, so they've added in all kinds of new mechanics. And I should mention, this video is not necessarily a good place to start figuring out how 3.0 works. I'm going to ramble. I'm going to look at random things. I'm going to answer questions from chat. This is purely just like, these are not my first impressions. I've looked at it for 6 hours, but for God's sake, I feel like I've gone nowhere. This is so complicated, and that's extremely cool. As Lester said in the chat, it's it basically means that it's a whole new game to learn. Not quite a whole new game to learn, but this is more exciting to me than like the CK3 release by far. Because there's the depth of these systems is so cool, and it's from a proven, excellent team. And so I'm really looking forward to learning all of this stuff. And a lot of that learning is going to happen kind of collaboratively with you lot, with chat, with comments, and obviously with the wonderful MEIOU and Taxes team, who answer my questions far more than I deserve. But that's the disclaimer that I should have put at the beginning of the video rather than 10 minutes in. This is not like, I don't know what I'm talking about on almost any of this, but we're getting there. So, let's look at some things. So, yes, you have the economy. You have these trade goods. Can trade flow in all directions, or is everything pointed at Europe? Okay, so there are two things that happen with the trade system. There's the trade node system. The trade node system flows to Europe. Don't panic about all the minor centers of trade. The trade flow system still goes to Europe. However, trade goods themselves, Bursa right here produces wheat, fishing, sea salt, sericulture? What the hell is sericulture? Timber, cottage industry, textile, all this kind of thing. Well, actually, those might be names of industries that make certain goods. They might not be the names of goods, but I'm not certain. But anyway, let's say Bursa makes some goods. Those goods can be sold to other nearby provinces. Like, I can sell the good, not I can, but the industry here. I actually don't know exactly how industry relates to trade yet. I mean, I have to assume that, like, religious education produces knowledge. No jokes on that one. But the cultivation of silkworms to make silk is apparently what sericulture is. Thank you, Lester. Gothmog has subscribed. Thank you. Much appreciated. Clicky Poo. Good name. Has subscribed. Thank you, Gothmog. It's happening, lads. Exactly. It is. It's finally happening. MEIOU and taxes. 3.0, baby. There's so much to get to grips with, and we're just beginning to do so. All right. So yes, the trade. I believe it's localized to region. I think it's region. So the people in Bursa can trade with everyone in northern Anatolia, and then the goods. No. It's node. It's node. I think there are loads of dev diaries on this, although some of them are outdated. But this is why I say this is not a good place to learn these questions. But you know, to learn the answers to these questions. But it's an explorative process together, basically. Goods produced in Bursa can be used by people in this node, or they can be sold to any adjacent node. I believe. I think that's how it works. Yes, Zeph, this is 3.0. So you can sell stuff. So if you're a person producing silk in Bursa, is silk a trade good? No, I guess that makes luxury, or maybe customer, or maybe the sericulture goes on to make luxury cloth. Maybe that's a two-step production process. I'm not sure. But let's say you're making luxury cloth in Bursa. It could be consumed by people in Bursa, like it could be sold to people in Bursa, in which case that industry makes money, or it could be sold to someone else in Bursa, in which case it makes money, or it could be sold to someone in another node. Now, for you as a state to achieve tons of things, you need goods. We Vicky 2, boys, is the other way of putting that. Like in Victoria 2, when you wanted to build a dock, you had to get what do you call it? Like clipper convoys and things to build, and wood and concrete. I don't know what they are in this one. Steel, yeah, it's another one. And so when you started trying to mass build docks, in order to get rid of the colonization, you'd cause like a global spike in the price of goods. That can happen in, I want to swear, in E4. That's amazing. So, the Great Iron Shortage of Boken. He did that, did he? I haven't played EU4 for ages. I don't think I've seen his videos. I think I stopped playing Victoria before he made videos? Maybe? God, that was a long time ago. Anyway, so in order to upgrade the harborage infrastructure, what do we need? Well, a better question right now is, what's the maintenance? So right now, it uses, per unit of harborage infrastructure, it uses 0.05 naval goods. I don't know what the technical term is for these. Maybe goods, maybe resources. Probably goods. And also 0.05 industrial, right? Per year, I'm assuming. Remember, it's an alpha. Loads of these tooltips have come so far, just in the last like 2 weeks. So there's still progress to be made, but that's feedback we can give. The unpause cooldown is on a 5-minute timer. So how many units of harborage infrastructure are there here? I'm actually not sure how one sees that. You can no longer individually interact with a province to see specific information about it. Maybe if I look under here on infrastructure. Wow, what a cool way to demonstrate it. I wonder... I don't know. What have you missed so far? Lots of rambling. We're just looking around. Naval... force limit per 1,000 burgers. 0.075. So... there's one thing that's new, that's goods. Goods are used to accomplish things, from building buildings to maintain... infrastructure, which replaces buildings, and maintaining infrastructure, all the way to maintaining your army. That's done with goods. Goods are bought and sold by states, but also by individuals, and also by elites, which are like stakeholders within groups of population. Basic. God, there's so many... bots on Twitch these days. I don't know why. Zeph, could you ban them all, please? There was a question asked earlier. Jesus Christ. Why are there so many? Can I ban... hang on. Let me just ban the phrase "by followers." So I apologize for this. Mod tools. Word protection. No. I want to just ban anyone that uses the phrase "by followers." Blacklist. Add a word or phrase. By followers, primes, and views. Punishment. Ban. Save. Alright, let's see if that works. I apologize for the delay. I don't know why we randomly... like 5 bots show up in 1 second. Okay, there was a question that came in earlier. Why isn't your webcam overlaid on the flag? Because I put it beautifully on this this nice little background that I've put here for this very function. And now I've ruined it and I can't put it back. Darn it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Close enough. Anyway. Re-ask questions if I miss them. Bot's got real quiet. Here, Gandalf. Gandalf, you can be a mod. If you kill these bots for me. There you go. It is best to ignore them, but I'd rather ban them so they just go away. Anyway, they don't like aggravate me. I just want to be able to read your questions in chat. Okay, so this is infrastructure. Another cool addition. One good cool addition is trade. Another cool addition is infrastructure. Infrastructure replaces buildings. Infrastructure comes in a number of different ways, and there's this fantastic artwork from... oh crap. I've forgotten his name. Slowy? Isn't it from... I can't remember who does the graphics, and I'm so embarrassed. Because I've talked to them many times. That's very embarrassing. But they did a big dev diary about specifically how they came up with this image, which is a hand-drawn image that they then brought into the game. So you have state fishery, harborage, state forestry, irrigation, state extraction, state agriculture, pathing, garrisons, state commercial, state academic, amenities. When it says state here, does it mean... okay, I think that means in this state there is no commercial. This tooltip could be a lot better. It should say there is no... I think it should say, if I'm interpreting it correctly, no forestry infrastructure present. Whereas because this tooltip is probably called like maintenance, because the main thing, or at least like one of the actionable things it shows you is maintenance, it's saying no forestry in this state, which has maintenance, which would therefore trigger this tooltip. But I'm not sure. Alright, so there's pathing, which is roads. Garrisons, pretty cool. Increases fort level, less unrest. Okay. There's commerce, industry, amenities, academics, and capitals with an O. Capital. What? Am I crazy? That's not how you spell capital. Anyway, and we can see, like here in Bursa, we've got level 3 harborages, which means embark cost for communication efficiency. 40%. And many of these, we're going to have to learn what all these freaking numbers mean, right? Capitol is like Capitol building. Is that how you spell it? Like Capitol? Can we see the law reform stuff? Yeah, sure. I'll do reforms next. They're one of the really interesting changes. I'm assuming Emperor of Byzantium has subscribed with Twitch Prime. I'm sorry, but Byzantium no longer exists. They're calling it Rome. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're very kind. I think if they don't change this back, I'm definitely going to mod this. Empire of the Romans is a much cooler name. Not that it will matter for our Ottoman campaign, of course, because we're going to crush them. No offense, Emperor of Byzantium, my newest sub. But yeah, they're just calling it straight up Rome, which is a perfectly legitimate thing to call it. Well, okay, we can have the whole conversation. You want to have the conversation. But, Pel, thank you. I'm sorry, Pel. But yeah, they're just calling it Rome, which is one legitimate thing to call it. It's better than Byzantium. But, they did call themselves Romans, but Rome is just such an odd way to refer to it. I mean, basically, anytime it's not a city-state, I mean, I would call it, like, the Roman Empire. That's what I would put on the map. But, I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're looking at infrastructure. Harborage infrastructure, for example, does lots of different things. It changes how much naval force limit you have. It reduces the cost to enter or leave the naval communication efficiency. Facilitates river transport if applicable. What? Pourquoi? What does pourquoi actually mean, by the way? Is that... what's that? They changed it to... Oh, they did. Yeah, you're right. That's interesting. How do you say this? Rohamanoi? For what? Okay. Thank you. Qua is why, right? Rome is more consistent with how the other nations are named. Not really. France comes from Empire of Franks. France rather than French Kingdom. Yeah, but France specifically is coming from Franks. And they're French. But, I mean... I suppose. Rome is more consistent with that. But then... I'm not sure. I mean, if you wanted to go that way, Roman would be the way. Because it's not, like, the Rome Empire. Like, it's... Well, it's the France Empire anyway. Anyway, namings are less interesting than the awesome new stuff. So there's infrastructure, which replaces buildings, basically. Franks weren't a thing by this point. No, it's where the name came from, though. And I think... Franks. Aren't the French still Franks? Anyway, not important. Their money was called Franks until really recently. So yeah, there's infrastructure. It replaces buildings. You can build it directly, but it gets maintained by, and it can also be built by local elites. Elites are a new concept. Are they in the population tooltip? Max Tezzy, population, labor demand. There's a whole freaking international labor market in this fucking update. I finally swore, because it's just amazing. I mean, I'm not joking. There's a labor supply and demand system in this game now. Like, this is ridiculous. Look at all this stuff they've done. Do you have slave populations? I don't know if slavery exists in this mod. Well, actually, no, it does, because we have, I think there's a law about that. But did you learn the mod already? I've spent like 6 hours. I haven't unpaused. Exclamation point unpause in the chat, by the way. Base travel time for communication efficiency. I wonder if pathing still applies even if it's just going straight out on a boat. Hypothetically, if you were to build a lot of stuff in a high autonomy province, could you starve the local nobles? I don't know. And this is the kind of question I'm going to be really bad at answering. How does this system play out is something that I just don't know, basically. I think no, you wouldn't starve them out. What would happen would be the infrastructure decays. You have a certain number of units of infrastructure and they get maintained, and I was looking at the files the other day, but the files have become extraordinarily difficult to read because they're basically they're no longer coded in a like an easy way to read. I'm not quite certain of the technicalities of this. I'm sure it was necessary to achieve all kinds of wonderful things, but there are no slave pops. There are serfs. Yeah, so that's what I was going to say about rights. Serfs are slaves by the modern definition of slavery. In the kind of in the classical definition of slavery, where you're kind of, you know, it's not chattel slavery when you have serfs, but they are basically slaves. So Bab, thank you. Allow me to. How do I make you a VIP? So Bab is on the Mayo and Taxes team. I joined. The first thing I hear is slavery. /VIP. There we go. There you go. Hello, Basilius. Basilius, is that also a member of the M&T team? The M&T team, by the way, very graciously offered to come and help answer questions and things. Basilius Imicus. Okay, cool. Allow me to give you your little crown. M&T team, being wonderful people, offered to come and like be on some of these streams and just give to answer questions and things. So yeah, there's no slavery, but there are serfs, which are basically slaves. What was a question someone else answered? Yeah, so you can ask them questions and you can ask me questions as well, and I will be, you know, repeating your questions and their answers so everyone can benefit. Ah, hey Coffee, how you doing? I would try and pronounce the start of your name, but it would go poorly. Whoops, that didn't work. There you go. You may want to advertise your stream on the M&T community Discord. I am not in the M&T community Discord because I endeavor to join as few Discords as humanly possible. Can you do that for me? I should join that one. I should just leave like Pestely's Discord or something. I uninstalled Tarkov anyway. Can you make this game sharper? Well, the problem is, I mean, maybe I should just like do this for you. But I do have to restart the game. I will restart the game. I agree it's hard to look at. I don't need to save. What am I doing? I haven't done anything. I will restart the game. It's running in 1440p because I got a new screen. But for you, for the benefit of this stream, I will change it. It's just me now until the game actually reboots. Here, we can make me huge. Here we go while we wait. Give me mere moments while it reboots here. Shouldn't take too long. It's because you're streaming in 720. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Okay, fair enough. This is a good point. That certainly wouldn't help. I think I can't stream in 1080. Any relationship lessons while we're loading back up? How many hours till we unpause? Exclamation point unpause, baby. M&T is what all the Hoi 4 economy mods wish they were. No, it's what Victoria 2 is. But with maybe better UI. I'm going to stop streaming and then immediately resume streaming. I apologize about this, but I'm going to turn off my rescale output so that I can give you better fidelity on the tooltips, because reading the tooltips is extremely difficult. I will be right back. Do not adjust your device. Don't worry, chat. And by chat, I mean YouTube. I'm not going anywhere for you. Oh, but I am. I have to stop recording as well. Balls. Can't you pause recording now? But I haven't updated it. You mean I'm going to have to edit? But I can't edit.